All right, Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praises and all glory to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Double honors to the apostles nailed as a great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect. Coming at you with another lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Lord willing, this lesson may be edifying. And I want to start the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 2. And it reads, all things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean, and to the unclean, to him that sacrifices and to him that sacrificeth not. As is the good, so is the sinner, and he that sweareth as if he that feareth an oath. Right? So what we got to understand in this truth is everything happens to all people. As the scriptures say, all things come alike to all, right? So whether a person is living in a righteous manner, whether a person is living wickedly, right, there are things that are still going to happen in your life, okay? And it's not necessarily that, certain things that is happening unto you is because, you're wicked, that's not the case, right? But all things come alike to all, as the scriptures is stating here. So even though you may, you're trying to live your life in an image of Yahweh Bashim Shai, to the best of your ability, there are things that are still going to come, still going to be in your path for your walk, right? So you can't look at it as, and some brothers do it, even myself, I may do it, and I'd be like, you might, certain things might happen in your life, and you're like, damn, like, am I considered to be wicked? What am I doing wrong? A lot of things happen, in our life is for a test, okay? A test. Yeah, that's the word I use, a test, and a lot of things come into our life is behind different things we do by not using wisdom, okay? Because, of course, we all got our own hell, okay? But you can also put more hell on yourself, right? By not what? By not applying the Holy Scriptures, right? By not using the wisdom that was given into us, okay? So yeah, you're gonna have your own walk, your own trials, okay? Your hell, so to speak. But you can also put more hell upon yourself by not following the ways of the Lord, right? So I want to read this again. All things, verse 2 again. All things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean and to the unclean, to him that sacrificeth and to him that sacrificeth not. As is the good, so is the sinner, and he that sweareth as he that feareth an oath. All right? And when things happen in your life, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're considered wicked, okay? But you got to understand that there's things that is going to be in your life, or things that are going to happen in your life to prove you, to test you, okay? That's why the scriptures talk about, for gold is tried in the fire, all right? What happens when gold is put through that fire? It's being made pure. It's getting out what? Them impurities. What is that? I think that's, let me see this for gold. Let's get that real fast. And it's just something quick through the spirit. Oh, hold on. For gold is tried. Okay, yep, Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 5, it says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Okay, so you're going to go through adversity. Let's go into that word. Let's go to the online etymology. Adversity. So when you go into this word adversity, it says what? Condition of misfortune, hardship, difficulty, distress, right? Calamity, misfortune, hostility, wickedness, malice. When you go into adverse, late 14th century, contrary, opposing, unfavorable, right? Okay, so you might be going through unfavorable events, all right, when you're going through adversity. But when we read further up in this chapter, let's jump to the top, right? It says, verse 1, it says, my son, if thou comest to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. So, you know, a lot of people don't understand that when you in this walk of ours, right? It's really a tightrope, you know. And let me get a precept to back that up real fast. We'll get the one in Second Esdras. There's actually one in Matthew, but I want to get the one in Second Esdras. Is this what I want? Let's start at verse 12. It says, then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. All right. So no, matter of fact, let's start at 7. Verse 7, it says, the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fail, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. And this is actually this walk of ours in this faith. You know, it's a very tight rope. You know, the scriptures don't call this walk of faith of ours a straight gate for no reason. You know, because we know broadeth is the way to lead up into destruction. When you're witnessing and watching these people, you know, operate around the earth, they're operating in what? They're operating in a broad manner. You know, everyone is going the broad way, right? But we know that way leadeth into destruction. You know, because just because everybody's doing it doesn't make it right. You see, so it's good to be different. You know, it's good to be looked at different. The scriptures say they think it's strange that you run not with them. That's how the world look at us. That's how the world looks at us. That's how friends and co-workers and family members, that's how they look at us. They think it's strange we run out with them. They think it's strange that we don't partake in the things that they partake in, and we don't celebrate the things that they celebrate. We don't acknowledge the things that they acknowledge, that they think that is okay. You see, they think it's strange, you know? Why? Because they're on the broadest way that leadeth to destruction. Right? So verse 7 again, it says, the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. You see, if the city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? How you gonna receive it if you ain't gonna go through it? How you gonna receive it? Bro, you're not about to just get crowned just because. You know? The scriptures talk about talk about the men that has stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But with standing stiffly, okay, what is happening to those men? Yes, they're going to have trials and tribulations, even persecutions, even being martyred. You know, some men and women are going to be martyred, right, for the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right? They're going to endure the suffering. They're going to endure everything that they need to go through to what? To get to the kingdom. Right? So it says, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was a decree that now is done. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of what? And this is what we are experiencing in our lives right now. This is what we're experiencing. Are we not? Are we not? Is not our life full of sorrow and travail? Hmm? They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. If then that they labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid. They can never receive those that are laid up for them. Now therefore, why disquietest thou self, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind, right? This is the angel talking to Esdras. Why hast thou considered not in thy mind this thing that is to do, Slakia, this thing that is to come, rather than which is present? You see? So this is more of going into, the path that we're on, which is narrow, But along this path, you're going to have travail, right? Along this path, you're going to deal with persecution. You're going to deal with perils. You're going to deal with unfavorable or unfortunate events, And a lot of the times, these things are to make you better, to make you stronger, to make you trust and believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai even more, man. The Lord has got us out so many. I'll speak for myself. The Lord has got me out of so many situations, which situations I shouldn't have ever got myself into, But He have delivered me out of so many situations where it was like, yo, the Lord got the angels, looking out for me. And brothers can attest, of different situations that they got going on where the Lord always be looking out. Now, is there times where the Lord, jack me up? Yes, of course. But a lot of times it feels like you're gonna have more unfavorable events more than anything. But going back, let's get this real quick. Let's go to, this is just something in my spirit real quick. The book of First Peter chapter 4, verse 12, it says, Beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happening to you. So when different events come across our path, we can't look at it as something strange that is happening unto us. Now, granted, we in the flesh, so of course you're going to get different thoughts about it, but that's why the brother, the brother Azaria in the camp, he always say all the time, look at things spiritual, whatever it may be. He always say, look at it spiritual. What can you spiritually gain, or what? How are you spiritually looking at that situation? So this is one of his big things that he always say, And sometimes in the flesh, you can forget about that as you're going through different things. There's another scripture in the Apocrypha that speaks about that a little bit. If it comes to my mind, Lord willing, I'll bring it out. If you're going through adversity, you basically forget basically the good times that you be in. Something to that effect. But let's continue. Beloved, 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 12. Beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange happen unto you, but rejoice in much as ye are partaker of Mashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceedingly joy. All right. So we're partakers of, Yahushai's sufferings, and Yahushai was suffering things and going through things that he didn't deserve. He was being mocked and lied on, and people trying to kill him, for him just doing a will and a work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. A man with integrity, a man with honor, a man that was of peace. You see? And people still wanted to harm him. That's Jake for you. That's the world for you. When you think about it, that's the world. The world that we live in today. So let's see if we can find that scripture. Adversity, I believe. So adversity. I can't think of it. So you must type and forget. 78. That's fine. Salakia. Here we go. Yep. Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 25. It says, in the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. And that's how it be. You know, when you going through hell, and you don't be, reminiscing of the good days, you be like, you be in a mindset like, fuck, man. I'm sick of this shit. We got to get the hell up out of here. And that's why the Lord puts us in his mind state and have us go through so many different things, so we really won't be comfortable in this place. Because if we got too much that comforts us, you may get in the mind state of, I'm cool, But the Lord always reminds us of why, of our purpose, or why we need to get the hell up out of here, or why we want to get the hell up out of here. Different things that vex you. Whatever, if it's your woman, if it's a financial situation, if it's just battling spirits in your mind, if it's just the conduct and conversation of the people of the world, all these different things, to remind you of why we got to get the hell up out of here. It could be body ailments, and the list goes on, right? So it says, in the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity. For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. And that's another thing, people need to understand, right? The Lord is going to reward a man according to his ways. What does scripture say? The Lord is not mocked. The Lord is not mocked. Let's get that real fast. Let's go to the book of Galatians. The book of Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. It says, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh, shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit, shall of the Spirit reap everlasting life. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. And that means going into, as you're sowing righteousness, just, So you don't want to be weary in the well-doing of sowing to the Spirit. All right? So that was just a quick hit through the Spirit. Lord willing, was edifying. Till next time, I want to say shalom.